Brownie with Music Mix Daily, and we are here in Nashville, Tennessee with PJ North.
Hey, how you doing today?
Great, how are you?
Keep hanging on, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
One day at a time is all they'll let me do.
That's all I'll let you do. Okay, well, that's okay. That's enough. So, are you enjoying this weather?
I do, the weather is, until it's really sunny outside, everything else is just kind of blah.
Right.
So it doesn't really matter.
But there's a little bit of sun.
It's like 50 degrees, so I didn't have to wear like a heavy coat, so I'm okay with it.
It's pretty warm,
Yeah.
actually.
Well, for February, I'll take it.
Yeah, it's the stuff. Anyway, well, it's a pleasure to have you here today. Did you participate in CRS last week at all?
I didn't have a chance. All my friends, I was kind of envious a little bit. Unfortunately, I do have a full-time job, so it makes it a little more difficult to be able to do that. But I got to do some of the events at night and see some other stuff.
There was some great things going on.
Yeah, a lot of cool stuff going on. Again, most of my friends are much more famous than I am, so I'm not
Those
so
are
worried.
really good friends
Those
to
are
have.
good friends to have. So they're out there doing the whole thing, and so it was really cool to see a lot of that stuff going on last week.
I covered it for the first time this year, and it was crazy.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. I didn't realize
it's a
little
huge,
bit.
huge thing.
Yeah, and so it's very exciting to see like all the stuff that is going on, which is that's the best part of Nashville. Yeah. There's always something.
Always. True. Always something. But you were from Columbus originally.
I am born and raised in Columbus, Ohio.
Right. How long have you been here?
I've been here now. This will be 3 years. I moved here in 2016.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so I've just been kind of grinding it out. I quit my job. I was a full-time consultant in financial services IT. And so I quit my job and moved to Nashville, Tennessee. My girlfriend at the time, who's now my wife, was here. And so we talked about like, oh, well, who's going to move? And I'm like, well, I want to do the music thing full time, so I'll just go ahead and move on.
That was real convenient. How did you find a girlfriend who was in Nashville when you were in Columbus?
I know, even better. So we both raced together, and so we met at a racetrack, not in Nashville, in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Yeah. And she lived, like I said, just outside of Nashville, and it kind of just pieces fell together. Yeah.
See, it's meant to be. Okay, so let's talk about that. This very talented singer also is a race car driver.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah, so I grew up drag racing. I started at age 10. My dad got me into it. He built my brother's first truck that he drove on the street, as well as a race car for him. He also built my first car, and since I was 10 years old, I've been hooked. So I started in junior dragsters, and which is kind of like a half scale of a full. Yeah, so it's a whole thing, man, and it's been good to me for going on 20 years now.
Yeah. So you and your wife both still do this?
Yeah, so that's kind of our main thing. It's a family affair. Me, her, she's got 2 cars, one of mine and one of hers. Then I've got 2 cars, and then her dad's got a car. So we've got it's a whole thing. Really.
I know you guys recently built a house. Did you build like a really large garage?
So we were smart about this.
Yeah,
we were smart about it. We let her parents have the bunch. So our race shop is 10 minutes away from the house. It's a big barn, and we've got a brand new car that we're building right now, so pretty much everything's just strung out. But we let them take care of that. We live a little bit closer to the suburbs; they're a little bit further out. So
that's good.
Works out
that's
good.
Smart move. So you have a new single out, B-Sides.
Oh yeah,
it's awesome.
Thank you so much.
It's really fun.
Really
it's a great. I want to hear the story behind the story because it's a great story. I think.
Yeah, it's a fun.
Most country music is.
So I got together with a friend of mine, Frank Leger. And I tell the story now because it's amusing. And Frank kind of called a shot, Babe Ruth style, was like, hey, you ready to write your next hit? And I was like, the thing with Frank was me and Frank had never wrote and him write lyrics. He's always been a track guy, almost every write we've been in. And this one was just me and him. So he was super involved in the lyric writing and everything. And I came in with the title and he was like, love that. And I'm typically like a melody guy / like first line. That's like my thing. Like, here's where we're going with the song, and here's the melody I had in my head. And he puts the song to it, and it kind of came together. And we demoed it, and it kind of lingered for a little while, and then he finally got the demo done. We sent it to another friend of mine, Michael Meckling, who is a producer in town as well, and he was like, "Love this." We had just done a single previously in June, and he was like, "This needs to be your next one." And so the whole story behind the song part of it is, I kind of just had this idea like, Beyonce has that thing, everything you own in a box to the left, right? And that's cool, but what about the stuff that, that she didn't put in the box to the left that she kept, right?
She forgot.
Yeah, so that was kind of where the concept came from. I just wanted to have like a fun, I'm not really like the super somber, like ballad type. That's not really my groove. So like my breakup songs tend to be more like, I'm out having a good time type of thing, moving on, as opposed to I'm sitting here broken up over you. So we kind of try to find that happy medium, and we were able to do a music video, and that's the first music video I got to do in town, which was super
that's
exciting.
Awesome.
Yeah, man.
That's good.
Preston Leatherman, who's a videographer in town, did a fantastic job. I came with the idea we wanted to do something similar to High Fidelity, the movie. I was like, hey, I wanted to do something like John Cusack-y, and he was like, what if we did this plus this? And I was like, that's brilliant. I said, I love that. So we did that. My wife's in the video, and then I had some other friends step in and help me out, play drums, and Nick Arbuckle and Matt Muha, and it all kind of came together for me. So I'm very excited about
That's exciting. That's super fun. Yeah. I wouldn't have thought that was your first video.
Just the first one in town. I'll give you
in
that.
town. I'm like, still in
Yeah.
town. This is a town where it's, it's a step up. So.
It's been great. Grimey's was really cool about it. We went in and it was like, hey, I need to borrow can we rent your venue for 7-8 hours to knock it out? And it was just a lot of fun. We had a blast doing it. So we're really excited about it. I'm happy with the feedback. I've only gotten a few people where they're just like, hey, this sucks. But other than,
we're all just your mean friends
right.
from like high school. They're just chiding you. It doesn't suck.
But no, we love it. I'm super excited about it. And I really, I'm glad everybody's digging it. And we had a lot of fun making it. Like I said, that's really my personality kind of coming out in the video, which is we wanted it to be like half performance-y, half storytelling. So we hope we kind of portrayed that.
Yeah, I think it worked. I think it's great. So this is the latest single, and I'm sure you're always working on new music. You had music before this, which I really liked. You had something in 2017 and 2016, if I remember.
Yeah. So I had She Was came out last June, so that's 2018. But it was that's my best single to date, and it's been very weird for me because it's kind of a hard transition from what I was doing. But we've had a lot of music in town, and I got together. Michael, actually, who's become one of my closer friends, put me in the room with two other guys, Foster Farrell and Jason Early, and they, two young dudes. Foster's currently out on tour with Tennille Towns, who's out with Dirk.
Okay.
So it's like, it all comes together, and Jason is doing a lot of stuff with a lot of great artists. Everything he writes is great. So super. When I got with them, it just kind of worked out. And he had the title idea, and I was like, hey, what if we did something like this? And that's probably as close as I'll get to a ballad. But we had a lot of fun with that, conceptually, and just what we kind of did and where it went. So we're super, super happy with the way that one turned out, and it's been really good. Previously to that, I did an EP in town, which was my first EP really recording with Nashville musicians, Nashville producers, which was a game changer. The first time I went in, we did a song I wrote called There's Always Vegas. Thank you. Yeah, I wrote that originally kind of I had come up with the progression and just like what the song was about, and I wrote the song by myself, and then I enlisted my friend Nick, who happened to end up being the best man at my wedding as well. He's also my guitar player in the band, so he's kind of all around, but he was like, hey, I love this song, I think we should do something. Long story short, I was like, all right, let's figure this out. A group got a hold of me and was like, hey, do you have any music, blah 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 blah. So I was like, yes, we're trying to cut a single. Here's what we want to do. I went in as the fastest $1,000+ I've ever spent in my life. It was like 45 minutes. The band was like, they were like, you want it to sound like this? I was like, that's exactly what I want to sound like. He's like, okay, you guys good? Yeah, they played the song 4 times, and I was like, what just transpired? This is the most amazing thing ever. So it was really, really cool experience. And I liked them so much, we did a couple more songs with them, which was really, really fun. A couple guys that had been out with Olivia Newton-John. One was like Clint Black's player for like the last 30 years. It's very random. However, the crazier part is I ended up going to Vegas to get married last year. I ran into the keyboard player on the plane.
Oh my gosh.
And he's like, oh man, how's it going? I was like, well, I'm actually going to Vegas to get married. He's like, that's a lie. I was like, I swear that's exactly what's happening right now. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, really kind of crazy story, right?
Yeah.
Like, how does that happen? But
that's Nashville.
It is Nashville. That's
a
good way to put it.
There's no other explanation. Now, before you were doing this, you had some other stuff that you were doing, right? You had your early days were not spent playing a ton of country music.
It's that's a good way to put it. That's a better way. I'm gonna start leading with that. It's I grew up on country music starting at a very young age. I couldn't sing worth a lick, really. Some people may say I can't sing now. However, at like ages like 12 or so, probably a little bit younger, I really started getting into hip hop music. And my friends, as funny as it is, they tell me now, but like my friends back then would be like, hey, do the rap to whatever. And I would do it. And they'd be like, that's, at that, it was like a party trick, as a kid. So as I got older and just wanted to continue to make music, I started battle rapping in school, which is even more weird.
No.
Yeah, it's so people are kind of like,
It's
wait,
fun.
what is going on here?
YouTube, check it out.
Yeah, so
Google it.
we did that, and I just kind of started doing that. I actually was in, a friend of mine had a band, and they were practicing, and he knew I kind of did the rap thing or whatever, the freestyle battling and stuff, and he was like, yo, do the thing, you know, with us while we're playing. So I started to do it, and his like stepdad or something was their manager. He actually came in the basement and was like, I'm sorry, what was that? And he was like, do you write music? I was like, yeah, kinda. And then it transitioned into me doing like writing I wrote with the band a little bit. I was in a different band, did some things like that. Wrote a lot of different styles of music, but I did a lot of hip hop stuff from like, I still do, you know, my friends now I call it a party trick for real. My friends are like, do the thing, PJ, do the thing. And so I'm like, all right, I'll do the thing, I guess. But as much as I try to keep it, I don't try to keep it down though. I don't hide it from anybody.
No, you shouldn't. No, yeah. Not the culture we're in now. Everything's crossing everybody else.
Exactly.
You're going to use this.
So I kind of try to be as much as transitional as possible, you know, and transparent about it. But yeah, it was a weird time, but I feel like as I was writing music, I always wanted to write country music. I became a better singer, just kind of worked on it and, you know, practice, trained and stuff like that. As I got better, I met a DJ and was like, hey, I want to make some country music. We ended up starting some stuff, and then I kind of was still dilly-dallying around with it. And then Nick and myself were in a cover band. That's how we met. And I was like, hey, man, I'm trying to do this country music demo. I have some songs. I'd love, you know, for you to work with me. And the rest is history.
Here you are.
Yeah, now here I am in Nashville, Tennessee.
That's awesome. It's working. Obviously, it's working. So what's next?
You know, for me, our next goal is really to, we want to play more shows, want to get out there. My biggest thing is I think that my live show is really what's kept me doing it this long. I think if I wouldn't enjoy it as much, or people didn't seem to connect more with me at live shows, I don't know if I could still do it now. It would be difficult, right? Because in this day and age, it's all social media. It seems seems like so. Yeah. It just seems sometimes disingenuous, right? With that, but that live show is kind of what keeps me going, and I'm still trying to adjust to a lot of things. But we want to play more shows this summer, so we're working on booking with a lot of different venues. Trying to get that to go out. My band is still in Ohio, but I have some guys here that play with me as well. So we're just kind of mix it in, but yeah, that's our goal this summer, is to just kind of continue to play. We have another new song that I don't have a date yet, so I won't give too many details. But I wrote
more new music.
More new music this summer. We're gonna try to kind of keep the momentum going and do some more singles. So we're really got a lot of stuff in the pipeline, I guess.
That's awesome. I think it's great. Well, I'm sure we can find all of the information of where you're playing. You must have something.
Yes, I do.
Tell us what it is.
Yes, so you can visit me at thepjnorth.com. That is a punch at Ohio State, so it's thepjnorth.com. On Instagram, I'm thepjnorth. Facebook, thepjnorth. YouTube, I'm thepjnorth. You can check out my new video. And on Twitter, I am official PJ North. So
there you go.
I know how to mix it up a little bit. But yeah, you can visit me there. I do post constantly. I do enjoy the social media aspect of it. Yeah. I like connecting, but sometimes I'm still getting used to the whole connecting with people you've never met. It's different.
It is definitely different.
Very wild.
You do all your own social media?
I do. I run all my own social media, which is a whole nother animal.
It is.
They don't tell you that until you move here, right? I got to a certain plateau, and I was like, man, this is really it. You know, we hit 3,000 followers. And I was like, that's a lot for a guy who raps about drag racing. Yeah. Very specific. I had a lot of music, but it was very specific. Yeah. And so it was, in the racing world, people are like, yo, oh, you're PJ North. And I'm like, yeah, man, I'm just a regular dude. I'm over here parked in the sportsman pits. We're not pro yet. I'm over here in the grass still. So it's very weird, different in Nashville. They're like, who are you again? We don't know you. So it's cool, right? It's a good thing. But the social media thing, it's definitely
it's every day, all day.
That's exactly
every day. Our company's music mix daily, and people are like,
constantly.
"What did you do today?" I mean, I don't know,
literally
9,000 social media posts, because that's where everybody is.
That's it.
I've gone the days of saying we wrote something and put it on.
We're not doing
that.
No,
that's done. Right? Those things are done. You have to keep writing little things all day long.
That's
crazy.
it.
Yeah, it's great though. Well, it's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you so much for having me.
And we will link all that into our piece that we do write.
Yeah, you can check it out at the bottom. I'm sure it'll be right here on the bottom of the screen where my hands
It'll be in the notes, yeah.
That's it.
It'll be in the notes. Well, thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you having me.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.